Hey, yo, what's good? This is your man, Mr. Franklin, aka Kamikaze. Shouts out to all the artists out there, man. This is another installment of From the Mind of Mr. Franklin, aka Rant the Jewels, as it were. Shouts out to all the artists on the Generation Next tour, man. We just left Vicksburg, had the best show that we've had on the tour so far. We're getting ready to go to Rolling Fork, and we're going to be rounding out the first leg of the tour, going to Canton, Mississippi, and then we're going down to Gulfport to round out the first leg of the tour. So shouts out to all the artists out there, man, who decided to take their careers in their own hands and do the real work that's necessary to get out there, man, and push your brands and your careers, man. I appreciate that, and appreciate y'all who have been sharing the video. So today I want to talk to you guys about quality versus quantity. Let me repeat that. Quality versus quantity. And I have to ask you artists out there, if you've asked yourselves yet, are you more concerned with the quality of the music that you do, or are you concerned with the quantity of the music that you put into the marketplace? Quality versus quantity. I hear a lot of artists out there brag about the amount of product that they put out. I hear people talking about, I dropped, 8 mixtapes last year. I dropped 3 singles last month. I shot 6 videos or 6 DVDs. I went on this many shows. I've got this many views on my SoundCloud page. I got this many views on my YouTube video. And they brag about the quantity of the things that they have done. And then you have those artists who are more concerned with the quality of their work, the substance of that work that they put out, because they're trying to make lasting music and lasting impressions upon their consumers and their fans. A lot has been said about the fact that Kendrick Lamar took so much time to put out a second album, or it's taking so much time to put out a second album after his first record. And a lot is also said about those artists that continuously put out product over and over again. But as an artist, I want you to ask yourself this question. 15 years from now, what do you want people saying about you as an artist? That's a very important question. 15 years from now, what do you want people saying about you and your music, if at all? And if you want them to really be talking about you as an artist, you should be more concerned with the quality of the music that you put out. You see, in this day and age, I don't hear too many low-end theories. I don't hear Midnight Marauders. I don't hear Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. I don't hear The Chronic. I don't hear The Miseducation of Lauryn Hills. I don't hear records today that I feel like people will be talking about 15 years from now. I don't hear records like Crit Was Here. I don't hear records like Good Kid, Mad City all the time. Those are records that people are going to be talking about 15 years from now. 20 years from now, people are going to be going back and reviewing those records. But the disposable music that we hear these days, a lot of that, it's not going to be in the conversation even 5 years from now, let alone 15 or 20 years from now. So you have to ask yourself, are you making music for it to be digested now? Or are you making music that's going to have a long-lasting impression on people? Quality versus quantity. You see, you can put out 6 mixtapes. You can put out 8 videos. You can drop 4 or 5 singles. You can have this expansive, quote-unquote, catalog of music that you have put out. But if none of it is quality, if none of it is heard, if no one has heard it, if it hasn't saturated the market or saturated your fan base, if it hasn't substantially advanced your career in any shape, form, or fashion, then even though you are moving your legs, you're not necessarily going anywhere. Making quality music is what you should be doing. Now, I say that to say this. In 2014, we know that no record has gone platinum yet. People aren't buying music like they used to. Taylor Swift is the first album in 2014 to officially register platinum this late in the year. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? Well, it's because music is now disposable. It's not worth buying. People are not buying music anymore, because it's disposable. They know that a year from now, it's not going to hold the same value. They know that a year from now, it's not going to be around. And the law of business dictates that people are not going to spend good money and good hard-earned money on something that is going to be temporary, on something that is going to be disposable. So the fact that no records in 2014 have gone platinum speaks to the truth that there has not been any long-lasting music made in 2014. Most of the music that is made these days is disposable, and people are not willing to spend their money on that. And you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, do I want to be an artist that's talked about 15 years from now, or am I so concerned with the now that I want to push as much product as I possibly can out into the marketplace? Quality versus quantity. It's the difference in being talked about a decade from now and not even being mentioned in the conversation a year from now. Will people be talking about Trinidad James? Will people be talking about Q? Will people be talking about Young Thug 5 years from now? The jury's still out on that, but chances are 5 years from now, those records that those guys made won't be held in the same esteem as Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, or AT or the Speaker Box and Love Below, or Crit Was Here, or NWA, one of their albums. It's not going to hold the same weight. It's not going to hold the same reference in people's ears. As an artist, I want you to ask yourself today, are you doing this for quality, or are you doing this for quantity? Because just because you have massive numbers of something doesn't mean that it's good. And if it's not good, consumers are not going to spend their money on it. They're not going to waste their time on something that's disposable. Are you making disposable music? Or are you making good, life-changing, life-altering, something that fans can remember for decades to come music? Ask yourself that. Quality versus quantity. Peace.